the more profoundly their surface mind has ruled their life, from where one goes nowhere, because the surface mind takes you around and around the fishbowl. It will not allow you to come out. When you sense that somebody is in front of you that has already gotten out of the fishbowl, the mind will fight with every last ounce of its strength. It will create multiple mishaps to prevent you from coming to class or from coming to where I'm speaking. That happens very often, and a lot of very clever people say that's when I knew I had to come. But secondly, in the class itself, as you shake someone's belief systems, the general way of dealing with the shaking of one's belief systems that are your prison bars, but they are very familiar. Like there were several people in the Bastille that when the Bastille doors were flung open during the French Revolution that refused to leave because it was their world. It was all they knew. So in the same way, people, the more you start to rattle those belief systems, the more they will either ridicule you, ignore you, or they will obsess about the questions, which drains energy to the point that they can't rise to the next level at all, or they will attack. They will find everything about you that they can possibly think of in order to substantiate that you're bogus. So those things are indicative of people that have had very, very strong belief systems and have relied very cerebrally on their intelligence and intellect and various things to do with the mind. So the last issue then is the breakdowns. Yes, people do break down, because if you make a tremendous shift, which people in my classes do, across the board, one way or the other, and they make a large shift, to be exact, livers immediately shed toxins. Lungs shed grief. Liver has anger. Lungs have pain that they hold in their shallow breaths, to be exact. Kidneys have fear. There's all sorts of purifying symptoms, the result of which is a shedding of emotion. And that also takes place. And it's tremendous, because there's a loving, supportive place where that can happen. Everybody understands very well, having gone through it possibly to some extent themselves. And so we help one another through. And when we come through the other side, it has been worth it. The Toltec way to start looking at your prison bars is to gauge where every single action is coming from. When you do come to my class, I would recommend that you coast, that you don't allow mind in there, and that you simply listen. You don't have to verify, you don't have to anything. The reason is that then you start to feel truth at a cellular level. And cellular mind is a deep feeling of when things are for you and when they're not. Many people who are very close to me in that they're part of my light family initially heard my work and it wasn't for them at that time, and now it is. And they had to go around the fishbowl a few more times and now they're out. So very, very rewarding.